Salute, everybody. Welcome to Switching Lanes with Miss Parker. Miss Parker, I hope everybody's having a blessed, safe Thursday. Told y'all the weekend was coming fast. Tomorrow is Friday, starting the weekend. So I hope you guys enjoy the weekend, okay? Because 4th of July is next weekend, and it's going to be mad crazy. It's on a weekend. So shit is going to be hectic next weekend. I'm going out of town, going to enjoy. Then I got a surgery the week after that. So I'm not excited about that, but I am excited to enjoy this weekend and next weekend. Before I start, please don't forget to hit that like button as you come in. Turn on your notification bells so you won't miss a live. Also, share the live out if you have a community wall. Also, say hello to your neighbor as you come in. Please and thank you. And I do have a YouTube Go. It's an incentive given to content creators by YouTube. And $1. It could be 99 cents. It doesn't matter. But I have a goal of 10. Hey, Time Warp. Hey, sis. Talker Prince. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research educational purposes. Thank you, sister. Jesse, what it do, Jesse Lee? Samad, sis. Raw, sis. Hey, go on and say hey to your neighbor as you come in, okay? Period. Hey, Barbie. Hey, Shakita. Hey, Lori. Miss One in a Billion. Pretty amazing. Hey, Wilda. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Tammy. Michelle, what it do, sister? What it do, Betty, sis? Hey, Jesse. Oh, that's the story you was telling me about? Okay. Shanitra Speaks has been sharing this story. If you, one of the mods can drop a Shanitra Speaks link as well. Hey, Diane, how you doing? Happy Thursday to you guys. Check her out. Hey, Kippy, happy Thursday. So make sure y'all go check out Shanitra Speaks. She's really been covering this story, and I thought it was only right because these kids are missing. I haven't been up to date with it and stuff like I should. I'm trying to cover other things. Hey, Queen Butterfly, happy Thursday, love. Hey, Statements. She said, I'm finally out my hole. Okay. Man, salute to y'all. Happy Thursday. Hey, Pebbles, sis. I'll call you today, Pebbles. I'll give you a call today. But this story was pretty heartbreaking, and I want to know what's really going on with these children, where they at, and what happened. Because kids just don't wake up and say, hey, I'm running away. Not at this age. And just wander off that far, and nobody ever sees anything. Not a trace of clothing, nothing. No cries, no moans, nothing from the kids. So I'm interested in this story. I want to know what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan and who's really responsible. It sounds like it's a whole lot of lies going on, and I want to get to the bottom of it. Hey, Yakaya. Hey, Goddess, little sis. What's going on? Happy Thursday. And I hope y'all staying hydrated and safe. Are you guys staying hydrated and safe out there? I hope so, because it's hot. I just came from outside, and it's hot. When I say it's hot, really, 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 really hot. I don't like it at all. So I got there on the lowest, the lowest of the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. Tomorrow I'm gonna be imperfectly imperfect. Hey, love, how are you? Hope all is well with you, love. I miss you so much. Hey, Jacqueline. Hey, Byron. What's going on, sister? Hey, Sherry. Let y'all get in here a little bit. Y'all enjoying your Thursday so far? Hey, Gloria. How you doing? Happy Thursday. It's always a blessing to see you guys. I know that prayers do work. So I'm doing good, sister. I am imperfectly. Thank you. I'm doing good. Hey, Alicia. What's going on, sis? All right, we up in here. Let me get this started so we can all. This is my first time watching it with you guys and stuff. So if I heard inconsistencies and stuff, there's so many clips out with the story and the family. Hey, Andrea. All right, I hope she has a great appointment. I don't know if you see my message. I messaged you back on Messenger, but I hope she has a good appointment. Y'all stay safe out there, okay? And also, if a moderator can drop just Andrea's link as well. Shanitra Speaks. Alicia, if you can, or one of y'all can drop Shanitra Speaks and just Andrea C. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and run her up, okay? Hey, Melody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. What y'all got going on this weekend? What is, before we getting up in here? It's nasty. Oh, my goodness. All right, sister, be careful on that road. No texting and driving. Make me call and cuss your ass out real good. So no texting and driving. Cause y'all know I be trying to do it. I be telling y'all, but no. All right. Thank you, Melody. Hey, M. Gray. Happy Thursday, sister. All right, let's get into this story. Let's see what happened with Jack and Lily.
Lilly and Jack Sullivan have been missing for over a month. Dozens of voices have spoken out, some
All
confirmed,
right.
some unverified.
Hey,
Rumors
sis.
spun into wild theories, finger pointing, speculation, desperation. Only one side stayed silent, the police. Nearly 20 days, no updates, no statements, no presence. And then, suddenly they speak. New confirmations, new claims. But why now? To calm the public? Or because the case just turned? What are they really trying to tell us? And what are they still hiding? The confirmation from RCMP. For the timeline of the day of the disappearance, on the morning of May 2, 2025, at approximately 10 a.m., the Royal Canadian Mounted Police confirmed that they received a 911 call from Malia Brooks Murray, the mother of 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. She told dispatchers that her children were missing from their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. According to her statement, she had heard the children playing earlier that morning in a nearby room. She said she fell back asleep, and when she woke up, they were gone. Also present in the house was Daniel Martel, her partner, and the children's stepfather, though it's unclear exactly when he realized the kids were missing before the call was
Let
made.
me take this back for a second. I want to make sure I heard this right.
Lily and Jack Sullivan have been
Come on,
missing for over a month. Dozens of voices have spoken out, some confirmed, some unverified. Rumors spun into wild theories, finger pointing, speculation, desperation. Only one side stayed silent, the police. Nearly 20 days, no updates, no statements, no presence. And then, suddenly they speak. New confirmations, new claims. But why now? To calm the public? Or because the case just turned?
20 days, no updates, no nothing. No nothing. Yeah, look, Gloria's like, you heard it right. Hey, Miss Free, hey, sis. No nothing. Hey, Barbie, sis. I don't know if you heard me either, Mocha, but sis, what's going on? Happy Thursday. No updates, no nothing. So when the public gets involved and it's an outrage, just like Adriana Young, now they want to talk about it. Kids just waking up, hey, Annie. Right, Lori, they just disappeared. They just disappeared. The kids just said, hey, we're leaving.
What are they really trying to tell us? And what are they still hiding?
Hey, Melanie.
The confirmation from RCMP. For the timeline of the day of the disappearance, on the morning of May 2, 2025, at approximately 10 a.m., the Royal Canadian Mounted Police confirmed that they received a 911 call from Malia Brooks Murray, the mother of 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. She told dispatchers that her children were missing from their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. According to her statement, she had heard the children playing earlier that morning in a nearby room. She said she fell back asleep, and when she woke up, they were gone. Also present in the house was Daniel.
So she said she woke up. I don't know what mama doesn't check on kids that young. Hey, Rishi. Thank you, Jessie Lee. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Brittany. Come on, Brittany. She said, oh, I woke up and I heard the kids playing in the other room, so I fell back to sleep. So you woke up, you didn't go check on your kids, because that's the first thing I do. When I wake up, I check on my kids. Thank you, Miss Reed. Yeah, Waverly. Sis, she definitely knows. Because don't no mama do that. No mother. Oh, the kids are playing. Okay, I'm going back to sleep. Was they hungry? Was they okay? Gloria can't sleep at all. Man, Jesse, you are. Mm.
Martel, her partner, and the children's stepfather, though it's unclear
Oh,
exactly when, he realized the kids were missing before the call was made. RCMP officers responded quickly to the scene. Resources were deployed
yes.
almost immediately: drones with thermal imaging, canine units, and aerial surveillance teams combed the surrounding forested area. By 4:55 p.m., the RCMP issued an official missing persons bulletin, but there was no Amber Alert. According to protocol,
Right, Shay?
such an alert requires a confirmed abduction or a known suspect, and in this case, neither existed. Instead, a vulnerable persons alert was issued, recognizing that the children were extremely young and at risk. What makes this case especially troubling is the unaccounted time window between 6:30 a.m. and 10 a.m., a critical 3.5-hour gap that remains unexplained.
So what time is the mama saying she woke up? Because first thing in the morning, you checking on your kids. First thing in the morning, you're making breakfast, whether even if it's a bowl of cereal. Right, Lady. Right, Shacey. I mean, you make breakfast. Hey, April. April, don't forget, I'm gonna have you on the show next week. Okay. Yeah, kids don't just wake up and say, "Hey, we're running away today. We're running away. We're leaving." At that age, they don't even know what running away is. Come on, Lady, definitely. So you just wake up in the morning. I ain't known a one. Even if you just going to the bathroom at 6:30, if you wake up at 7, you're checking on those kids. You might not make breakfast even right away, but you okay, they sleep. So from 6:30 to 10, nothing. Especially when you got little ones in the house. Hell, I'm up without little ones in the house. I'm up 8 to 9 o'clock. Okay, we'll figure it out. And Jack left in a pool. Come on, Lori. They hungry, Pebbles. They telling you they ready to eat. But how many times did you do this? If you did this that day, how many times was those kids unsupervised? Just playing for damn near 4 hours. Because 6:30 to 10:30, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. That's a long time for a kid to be up in the morning. No breakfast, no nothing, just playing. What time was you gonna wake up? What time was she gonna wake up with babies in the house? Because they're babies to me. They can't make their own food. They can't pour a bowl of cereal without making a mess. So what was she gonna wake up at 12? 1? Okay, I got you, April. I have my niece and nephew now, and I check on them all throughout the day and night, all day. But you know the baby had to be up before the 2. Come on, statements. Come on, Lord, wake me up all the time. Come on, Waverly. And the fact that when I wake up, sometimes Nate still be asleep. I let her sleep, but I'm on breakfast immediately. Or I go get her breakfast. I'm like, you want to go out and get breakfast? When I go home, is do you want to go out? Hey, Lisa, do you want to go out and get breakfast, or do you want Granny to make you some pancakes? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? But it's always checking on Nate first and foremost. The lies they telling today.
Malia's claim about hearing the kids earlier in the morning hasn't been verified by any outside witness. In fact, no one, not neighbors, not
Right.
delivery drivers, not surveillance footage, can confirm seeing
Thank you
or
for your
hearing the children that day.
Andrea.
There are no verified digital records, no GPS data, and no signs of forced entry or
Oh,
struggle in or around the home. In effect, Jack and Lilly vanished silently, without a trace.
no forced entry, in and out the windows, throughout the doors. This is all lies. Karsha, hey sister. Hey Muse, what's going on, love? No way you won't wake up 3 little ones. Hey, come on. That's why I said statements. How many times has she done this? How many times have the kids been neglected? Because this is a normal thing. You said the stepdad did something.
In the time between when their mother claims she last heard them and when she called 911. Several details
Right.
surrounding that morning don't add up. The sliding glass door, which Daniel later said the kids usually opened themselves to play outside, was reportedly closed that day. Daniel also made contradictory statements about what Jack was wearing, first saying he was in a pull-up, then changing his story to say Jack had on a brown shirt and brown pants.
And when you living by the mountains like that, why y'all didn't have a gate? Right, Taco Prince, right. You think it was the mom, Gigi? Yeah, he do got his. Okay, statements. My thing is no forced entry. Y'all out here, hey podcast is y'all out here in the wilderness. Cause even with my scary ass in the mountains, I'm gonna have a gate. But with kids, I'm definitely gonna have a gate. For the simple fact of animals. Waverly, do you don't say. Yeah, Muse. It all of it's strange, and I ain't even got into it like that. Come on, Melody. The neglect. Hey, Kimberly, sister. Hey, Timothy. Or come on, come on. And you in the house now to the stepdad. You don't know nothing about what the kids was wearing. Again, neglect. The kids there wasn't a focus at all in the house. Hey, Shell, baby. Mind you, he passed his polygraph and they haven't released it. Because I seen on Shanitra Speaks where they gave him a polygraph and
Adding that Lily's backpack was probably brown now. From being left outside, the repeated mention of the color brown in 3 unrelated ways caught the attention of online investigators and behavioral analysts, who noted that liars often rely on repetitive or over-explained details.
Thank you, podcast.
This 16:30 to 10 a.m. window has become a central focus of the investigation. It's a time in which everything depends solely on the statements made by the 2 adults inside the home, and nothing can be independently verified. The lack of clear, corroborated information, combined with subtle contradictions, has led investigators and the public alike to question the truth about what happened to Lilly. And Jack is being hidden.
Yeah, Lord.
If there is an answer to this mystery, it likely lies in what occurred, or didn't occur, during those early morning hours before the police were ever called. For the direction of the investigation, the RCMP treated this case as a routine missing persons situation. Officers responded swiftly, believing that Jack and Lilly Sullivan had simply wandered off and could be found quickly. Just like many other cases in.
That's all the more reason. For one, and I know everybody's living situations aren't the same. Yeah, no forced entry, Shacey, but out there, you got a handyman around, he's gonna build a gate just to keep the kids safe. Because and especially if they say, oh yeah, they wander off all the time, but come on, y'all in the mountains, that ain't gonna stop a coyote, a fox, or nothing from coming and turn those kids to shreds. So you can't keep everything out, but it's gonna keep them safe. Did they have that much strength though, lady? They complained about not having an Amber Alert. Melody, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. But unfortunately, Melody, it's the parents now hurting the kids, unaliving their kids. So this is just where we're at. Yeah, man, Gigi, everything. You hear me? I want a gate. Build a gate. You're a handyman, build a gate. If I had to live where they are right now and I see this trailer, man, it's got to be in. I don't got no kids, but for the sake of my grandkids, hey, Beth Stewart, hey, Miss Low-Key, for the sake of my grandkids might coming to visit, I need a gate. I need a fence. Because if they wander off, we can't say that kids don't wander off because they do. Kids really wander off. But for the sake of their safety, they won't be able to. You know what I'm saying? I keep a lock outside that gate. I would keep a lock outside that gate where you would need a key to unlock it. The kids just couldn't slip in and slip out that gate, and nobody could come in that gate or that fence. Yeah, Lori. They was too young, Kippy, to not have precautions in that area. Look on both sides, it's nothing but wood and mountains. Nothing but forestry and mountains. So there's no way that they didn't put up the proper precautions to say, yeah, the kids always go outside by themselves and play. They let themselves out because you're neglectful. Y'all being neglectful. There's no way my kids could go out back like that. Man, Shacey, all the way. Come on, the main road. Y'all seen? Hell yeah, Gigi. More than that, animals. Y'all up here in what's in those mountains. Hey, Jay, okay. Happy Thursday. And trees fell due to hurricane. All of that, Lori. All of that. So much area with no provision. That's all it is to it, Shacey. Even your house, you're a regular home. All the kids, my kids always go outside. They just wake up and go outside. At that age, at any age, really. Because my kids was 11, 12. They just couldn't walk out my door. Wasn't no just waking up and going to the store or nothing without asking me anything. This is crazy work. Man, you hear me, Shay? Scared.
Involving young children. This case started just like what you're describing. You thought you'd go there, find them very quickly. That reflected on how the case initially appeared to be straightforward. But things didn't unfold as expected. As days passed with no trace of the children, the nature of the investigation shifted. The RCMP has since acknowledged that they haven't had any confirmed sightings of Jack or Lilly. That's an alarming reality, especially in missing children cases, where some form of verified sighting usually emerges within hours or days. The complete lack of visual confirmation has pushed this case into more suspicious territory. According to RCMP policy, every missing persons case is automatically considered suspicious until proven otherwise.
Not at all.
I dare you to
Not
let
at
me
all.
build you
Hear
a
me.
completely free e-commerce store.
I'm not even going out there
preloaded.
So every missing persons investigation is suspicious until it's proven that it's not. This fundamental approach gives investigators the scope to treat even the most seemingly benign disappearances as potential crimes until facts say otherwise. As one officer put it, we have to continue to assume that it is suspicious and access those resources and tools until we find the people that are missing. Despite lacking any direct evidence of abduction, the RCMP has not ruled it out. They clarified that. To be clear, we don't have evidence to suggest that an abduction took place at this time. But they immediately followed with the fact that they're exploring all investigative avenues.
Okay, so if y'all don't have insight that it could be an abduction, the focus should be in the home. Okay, Tarsha, definitely. Yes, Shacey. Wow, Waverly. Right, Gigi, the dogs would have picked up on that. Something. Come on, Lori. Thank you, Jay. Okay, I appreciate that so much. Thank you. But I'm saying that if it ain't an abduction, there's no forced entry in the home. We just, okay, the kids walked out the door and they took off today. Why that day? Why that day did Jackie and Lily decide today's the day we're going to just walk in the forest? See, it wasn't no rules or anything. Right, Amber. Hey, fine. Yes, thank you, Shacey. She said, minus young adults that's still at home and nobody moves without letting me know. Hell, even the man. You hear me, Jessica Lee? Lori said in the rain, man, this is crazy work, boy.
This includes abduction as one of the scenarios under review. alongside the possibility of a tragic accident or concealment by someone known to the family. What's especially unsettling is how RCMP officials have openly admitted they can't explain how two small children could just vanish. When asked point blank, how do two young children just vanish? The
They don't.
spokesperson responded vaguely, asking the public for tips instead of providing clarity. The evasiveness hints at the seriousness and complexity of the investigation, either because they don't know, or because they can't yet disclose what they do know. When pressed whether the RCMP actually knows what happened to Jack and Lilly, they didn't say yes or no. Instead, they repeated, "We're exploring all investigative
Yeah, Jay.
avenues."
Crazy work, huh?
That ambiguity, paired with the absence of suspects, sightings, or hard leads, keeps the case in a state of heightened suspicion. At this point, the investigation remains legally categorized under the Missing Persons Act, not as a criminal case. However, the scale and nature of RCMP's actions, widened timelines, national tip tracing, evidence reviews, and media appeals mirror the structure of a major criminal investigation. While no criminal charges have been filed, and no suspect has been publicly named, the behavior of authorities suggests they are actively considering that a crime may have occurred.
Absolutely.
In short, although the RCMP lacks definitive proof of foul play, their strategy clearly reflects the possibility that this is more than just a disappearance. And until Jack and Lilly are found, or concrete evidence is presented, the case will remain open, unresolved, and officially suspicious. When asked whether Jack and Lilly Sullivan could still be alive, the RCMP repeatedly avoided giving a direct answer. Instead of confirming or denying it, officials emphasized that their primary goal remains to locate the children. One spokesperson responded, "That's a great question, and our goal is to investigate every single avenue until we find them." Even when pressed with, "Is it possible at this point?" the response was equally vague, refocusing on the importance of finding evidence related to their disappearance rather than addressing the question head-on. The RCMP has stated that, to date, there have been no confirmed sightings of Jack or Lilly, a fact that adds to the uncertainty and deepens public concern. Officials also acknowledged that they must be extremely careful about what information is shared, specifically noting that premature disclosures could interfere with the investigation. While there is no official confirmation of harm or death, the lack of clarity and visual confirmation fuels widespread speculation.
But they said they no harm or death. But I get it on the death part. But you can't say that the kids aren't in harm's way because you don't know where they are. And looking at their surrounding, they're very much so in harm's way. And if they haven't been seen by anybody else, they're very much so in harm's way. My baby ain't in harm's way today, you know what I'm saying? Give her back to me. Give him back to me. All of that other stuff is just irrelevant. My child is in very much so harm's way and until I see my child. Other than that, they're in harm's way. So I don't know what they're talking about. They're just doing stuff different there.
Ultimately, the RCMP's public stance remains cautious and deliberately neutral, leaving open the hope that the children are still alive, but stopping short of offering any definitive reassurance. As of this update, the RCMP has received close to 500 tips from the public regarding the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan. These tips have varied widely in content and credibility, and investigators have been working through each of them systematically. Many of these leads have required officers to expand their efforts beyond the immediate area, stretching across different parts of the province and even to other regions of the country. Despite this, none of the leads have yet confirmed sightings or definitive breakthroughs in the case. To build a more complete timeline of the children's movements before they went missing, the RCMP has requested video surveillance and photos dating back to April 28th, several days prior to the actual disappearance. While the children were officially reported missing on May 2nd, police believe key details might be uncovered from days earlier, such as who the children were in contact with, or whether there were any suspicious individuals or vehicles in the area. Investigators explained that sometimes even a small detail, like a license plate caught from a different camera angle, can change the course of an investigation. One of the most important but tightly guarded facts is that Jack and Lilly were last seen alive in public on May 1st, the day before the disappearance was reported. They were reportedly with loved ones, though the RCMP has chosen not to disclose the exact location or who those individuals were.
Why
This
not?
sighting has helped establish a baseline in the timeline. But beyond that, authorities have kept those details confidential to protect the integrity of the case. While the investigation remains active, the lack of clear direction has caused mounting frustration among the public. The RCMP maintains that they are exploring all investigative avenues and are treating the case as suspicious until proven otherwise. Despite growing public concern, RCMP did not issue an Amber Alert when Jack and Lilly Sullivan were first reported missing. There have been some complaints that an Amber Alert was not issued. That acknowledged that many people questioned this decision. However, the RCMP clarified that Amber Alerts are governed by strict criteria. Specifically, we have to have a suspect or person of interest when it comes to abduction or a vehicle. In other words, before an Amber Alert can be activated, authorities must have a clear suspect, a specific vehicle description, a license plate number, or visual identifiers such as a photo of a potential abductor. As one officer explained, you want to direct the public to look for a specific vehicle, to look for that license plate, to look for that suspicious person, to have a photo of someone. In the case of Jack and Lilly, none of these requirements were met, making an Amber Alert ineligible under policy. Instead, due to the children's young age and the nature of the case, RCMP issued a vulnerable persons alert, which is typically used when missing individuals are considered to be at elevated risk due to their age or condition. As they stated, in this case, they are young children, certainly vulnerable people, and a vulnerable person alert was issued.
I want to play what the CPS said with her thoughts.
Now, why didn't Malaya go out and look for the kids? Why has she not been out on social media? Then I kind of thought, well, maybe she handed the kids off to a family member because of some domestic violence allegedly going on in the house. Now we have reports that CPS has been to the home for some reason. There has been allegations saying about the home's condition and the children's learning issues. So, but we're not particularly sure why they've been out there. Now, I have an idea. So I kept thinking, why wouldn't, why, if she did give the kids to somebody else and she wanted out of that situation, why would she do this for? And why not,
Right.
you know what I mean? There were just so many things. Why not have the grandmother pick them up and say, they're staying at grandma's house? Say he was a controlling person, allegedly, just thinking. And she couldn't get the kids out of there any which way.
So your babies are missing. Either I seen him in a pull-up or a t-shirt in a pull-up. And the mama ain't searched for him. Because that's the first person that's going to go look for the kids. That's the first person that's upset. That's the first person that's like, I'm going to go find my kids by any means necessary. We're not thinking about the danger because we're so upset that our kids are missing. It ain't even going to hit us like that.
What if she did hand the kids off to somebody, but it was because CPS was threatening on taking Jack and Lilly from her? Maybe CPS was coming out to take the children, so she had the children go off with somebody that she knows to take them elsewhere. What do you think? Now, Meadow was with both Malaya and Daniel at the time, so it's not like she could get the baby out of the home and without telling Daniel, hey, So if she was doing this, per se, to get the children so CPS didn't take them away from them. But she didn't tell Daniel anything about it. Say she had somebody come pick up the two kids, and then all this happened. So if the children are still alive, then this could be a reason why she had somebody come pick them up, and a reason why she has not been in the media attention. Now people are saying, well, if she had somebody pick the kids up, then why didn't she just tell the police? Why didn't she just tell the police what was going on in the home if it was a domestic violence issue? Well, what if it wasn't that problem? What if it was CPS issue? Because she doesn't want to tell the police, hey, I got my kids out of here because CPS was going to come pick them up. Think about it.
This is the grandmother of the kids from the father. That was a CPS worker story, but this is the grandmother. This is the grandmother of the father, the real fathers, Lilly and Jack's real father. This is his mother.
These babies are gone. My heart tells me that. I am the grandmother of Lilly and Jack. I am the grandmother on the biological father's side. My son is Cody Sullivan. He's not in jail. He's never been out west. He does not have a criminal record. And right now he's living with me. He has been for 9 months.
How did you find out that Lilly and Jack were missing?
The mom of my grandson called me. We were in town. She asked if I heard the news. She sent me the article that was on Facebook showing the kids missing. I couldn't call Malay yet, so I waited till we got home. And I called.
That's suspect. Why wouldn't you call the grandmother? That's crazy that the grandmother had to find out off of Facebook.
Well, I didn't call her. I texted her.
Oh, he signed his rights over Lori?
And
It's
she
interesting.
told me that, yes, that the kids were missing, that they've been missing since this morning. I was in a state of panic, shock. But in the back of my mind, I kept saying, well, they'll find them. I mean,
Just believe, you know?
I'm assuming that they'd find them. So I told her, well, we'll head out first thing in the morning and help with the search. It was around 3, between 3 and 3:30 in the morning. A couple of cop cars pull into the driveway. The lights wake me up. That I'm a fairly light sleeper, so I see the cars pull in. So I knew what it was. So they come inside. They only stood in the kitchen. They wanted me to wake Cody up, and they wanted to know when was the last time he had seen the kids, and that they were just making sure that the kids weren't here. And then they left. So we showed up Saturday morning, me and my sister, and we met up with my daughter, and we started. Well, I asked Malaya, I said, you know your kids. Nobody knows their kids like their mom. Where do your kids normally go to play out in the yard? What direction do they usually like to explore? And she said, well, they always play up in the little woods right on the side. I said, well, okay.
I ain't even walking in the woods. Let alone what direction do the kids go in? Oh, they always like playing over in that patch in the wood. What? Oh, they're recovering drug addicts. Hey, Born and Queen, I'm just saying this is crazy work. Where the kids play? Yeah, they play over up in that little patch of the woods. Y'all know how I would God's girl T. You hear me? I'd have looked at her at that moment like, where they play? Ain't no way I could have volunteered. And she said, I mean, like, even with me volunteering to look for them kids, they play over there in the woods. She'd have definitely got it from me. Like, I just a look on my face, because my looks were on my face they speak 1,000 words. Because I'm not going in the woods without a team. Let alone two, man, April, hear me, two toddlers.
So we'll start from that point and we'll work our way out. We had spoken to a search and rescue, and we weren't allowed on the other side because that's what they were searching at the time. So we just started coming through the woods up through there. We were gone for a couple of hours. I'm yelling for Lily and Jack. We always call Jack Jackie Boy. And yeah, that went on for a few hours, but those woods, I started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick. We come back out and I went in to see Malaya again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very, very non-emotional. Very just flat, monotone. But Malaya's very soft-spoken anyway. That she's not usually excitable. I thought that's made her a really great mom. She was an excellent mom. She never raised her kid or voice at the kids. That it was always, now Lily,
let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy, and
now Lily, what did mommy say? And I used to think, now if anybody's meant to be a mom, it was her. A part of me still feels that.
Why only a part of you still feels that? What do you mean?
After seeing the place, seeing the condition of the home.
Yeah.
It was like the total opposite of what I knew of Malaya. She was always clean.
And y'all, this is in a secluded, when y'all go and watch this video for yourself, and y'all gotta see this trailer and where it is. Ain't nothing surrounding it but mountains and trees. It's scary. It's just, I ain't going. I can't stay there. You got to be the mountain type. You got to be the one that just likes to be secluded from the world and stuff like that. But we would have ammunition, everything. I'm talking about rocket launch. I'm having everything. Ain't no way. I need everything. Bottle bombs. I need everything. The mother said they was underdiagnosed, autistic, and extra friendly and will probably go with anyone. Where at? With who? Who's out there? Who? So the wolves and stuff said, come on, y'all going with me. Y'all going with me and my man say, thank you, Tarsha, baby. Thank you, sis. Girl T, you hear me? The wolves and the coyotes, come on, go with us. Okay, we going. Hey, Nikki.
Very clean about herself, about the kids, about her home. This home looked more like a camp. Now, I don't know if it's from all the people that were there because I didn't show up till the day after, but it was very unkempt. I was pretty surprised.
Have you seen anything?
Lily is, she was my little dream girl, that's the first granddaughter. And I love that she had the brown hair and she had a space between her teeth, which I had when I was a kid. So yeah, she was our little princess. Jack was such a sober, serious little baby.
Right.
That he didn't like to smile. You could tickle him. And he would look at you ever so serious, like he was really studying you.
And so how long were your son and Malaya together?
3.5 years, I think it was, yeah. I thought they were the picture-perfect family. Then Malaya started to tell me that they were having problems and she wasn't happy.
Come on,
she told me that she wasn't happy and she thinks she's going to leave. And I told her that
thank you, podcast.
We supported whatever she decides, that one good parent is way better than two broken ones.
And then how did that change your relationship with Lily and Jack?
I thought it was good.
I love how she said that, when she said Malaya told her they was having problems. She said, well, one good parent is better than two broken ones. And I ain't heard nobody say that yet throughout any story we've heard about these children being missing. And, when somebody comes and tells them, for this people to say, hey, one good parent is better than two broken ones. I respect that so much. Yeah, Jessica. That's what it sounds like.
It changed, but it didn't. Yeah, it didn't change. Malaya, she was a sweetheart. Anytime we wanted to see the kids, she'd come by for a visit. She'd bring them by all the time. It was actually really, really good.
So when was the last time you saw the children?
A year and a half, almost. Really, it's about a year and 9 months.
How did you deal with that?
And that's crazy. She said she always bring the kids by. Now it's been a year and 9 months. Why has it been a year and 9 months? Because as a grandparent, I can't imagine going that long not seeing my grands. I go home every 2 months. I travel far to go see my grands. I miss them that much. Jessica Lee, it makes sense. Could be.
Really, to be honest, maybe I didn't deal good enough with it. I looked at the fact that when her and my son separated, my son walked away. He chose to walk away. That she wanted sole custody of the kids. So she petitioned the courts for sole custody. And when she did that, he said,
if you live in North Carolina, don't.
Said he was done.
Were you ever formally questioned?
So the mama go to get sole custody, and your son, all this good advice you're giving, your son just says, yeah, I ain't gonna deal with the kids. What type of shit is that? And it ain't up for you to talk about what the kids missing, but why not have a conversation with your son? Like, no, they're your responsibility, regardless if she gets sole custody or not. Right, Yakaya. Hey, Will Illy, can y'all drop Will Illy's link for me, Marianne? If possible, somebody can drop Will Illy's link for me. Yeah, not waiting at all. Y'all drop his link for me, please. How you doing, Will Illy? Happy Thursday to you. But yeah, they sitting here on about she went and got sole custody. So my son said he ain't dealing with it. What? They're his kids. Man, my son them, I don't give a damn what she went and said. Why did she get sole custody? What's going on with your child?
Yes.
So then it's about a month
Thank
after
you, Raleigh
Lilly and
and
Jack
Marianne.
are last seen that they come and formally question you.
So it's about 3 weeks. They question Cody for an hour and a half in the vehicle, and then they question me for 2 hours in the vehicle.
How did that feel to you?
I didn't mind. I mean, to me, I expect I'm the grandmother, so it wasn't a surprise to me. I'm assuming the sooner they do all that, I wish they would have done it sooner, that the sooner they can move on. So I didn't have a problem. My son was a little upset about it. He said they made him feel like he did something wrong, and he said he hadn't seen the kids in 3 years. So he was a little upset about it. That he said that they really come at him hard. And
So he ain't seen his kids in 3 years. He ain't seen his kids in 3 years. Come on, folks, giving it speaks volumes to me. Y'all can't be on here giving advice, but no. Thank you, podcast, my sissy bug. Thank you, sissy bug. No, I ain't going. Shit.
to know what her favorite color was, and he said they were babies when I seen them last. He said she was just learning what she wanted to figure out to eat. I don't know what her color is. So yeah, he was pretty upset.
Have they ever talked to him again since then?
A couple of days ago, they had contact, and they told him that they weren't looking his way anymore.
Come on,
that
Jessica.
everything's fine.
Yeah, God's
Have
girl.
you ever given
Yeah.
any information?
No, it's always the same thing.
Which is what?
They've got everybody on it. They are looking at all avenues. They can't divulge any information that could compromise their investigation.
Thank you,
It's
podcast
the exact
season.
same words.
Why are you so sure they're not in the woods?
I have children. I have grandchildren, and I see what kids are like through the woods. There's no reason for any child to wander deep into the woods. There's just not. I think somebody hurt these kids. I think somebody hurt them.
This is new update allegations. So the grandmother said she thinks someone hurt the children bad. The son, the father of the kid's mother. Thank you, podcast sissy. Hey, Aunt Natty. Yeah, them kids are not in them woods. No, but let's get to it.
Back to Dolly Vision. Today we got a great video for you. But of course, guys, I'm going to need you to leave your DNA on that like button just in case you go missing. Dolly's going to track you down like a bloodhound. We just hit 69,000 subscribers. So we're on the way to 70K. And I can't do it without the help of each and every one of you. So please sub up the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and of course, feel free to share us on any social media platform you choose. Now let's get into this video. There's been a lot of mudslinging going on in the last few days in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. Daniel has came out and spoken, and he came into my chat room, but he's been talking a lot to the media the last few days, and he seems to think these children are alive and that Malaya may have hid them. Now there's some bombshell new out.
Well, that's the he got a baby by Malaya. This the stepdad. He's saying Malaya probably hid the kids because they would have sensed them kids. Them cadaver dogs would have picked up them kids since through that forest, through the woods. Especially going from that house. There's so many angles, though. It's so many ways to go through them woods. But I think they would have picked up the kids scent.
Allegations that have been coming out the last few days on a few different channels. And some of Malaya's family or alleged family has been speaking. A man by the name of Durwood O'Grady, which would be a second cousin to Malaya, says that he believes that Malaya that day took Jack and Lilly to the end of the road and someone picked them up. He says he's about 98% sure that this happened, and he believes he knows who was driving the vehicle that picked up Jack and Lilly. He believes he knows the people that have Jack and Lilly, and he has been online campaigning for these people to release Jack and Lilly in a safe place and not to do anything crazy. Now, over the last few days, we heard that Malaya has grabbed Meadow and ran, and then last night, O'Grady made another bombshell statement that the CPS has taken Meadow from Malaya. Now, Malaya started off with 3 kids, and it seems like now, if O'Grady is right, she is down to 0 kids. Now, this mother has told some inconsistent statements, and I believe has completely lied to the public. Yeah, kids was picked up. She's come out, and her mother saying that Malaya was told not to give interviews to the media, which is absolutely not true according to the RCMP. The RCMP said watch what information she puts out into the media, but they never told her that she couldn't do any media. So that, and that's another thing when you know they're guilty, like Annette and Shannon. Why not? Can't nobody make me stop speaking. If I gotta go on Facebook, Instagram, or build a YouTube channel, there's some way I'm gonna say my kids are missing. I need help. Please help me. But she said they told her she couldn't say nothing. Well, why would they tell you not to say nothing? Your kids are missing. Right. Podcast said if someone has them babies there, take care of them. Mm-hmm. Man, Gloria, I don't want to hear shit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. If they did, sorry, they got arrested. What you gonna arrest me? Because I want to ask for help for searching for my kids. Man, that ain't a crime. That is not a crime.
The lies she's telling. Thank you, podcast is. The lies she's telling.
Statement there is just a complete lie. Why is this mother lying? When there are missing kids, they should be 100% telling the straight truth the whole time. There should be no lies. Any normal mother would be out here screaming from the rooftops for her children, but we're not seeing Malaya do this. Malaya has basically...
I'm going with the stepdaddy at this point. I mean, everybody's saying, talking about him, he did pass his test. Yeah, Betty. He did pass his test. But I don't want to hear from the stepdaddy because he ain't got no relations to these kids, but he was with the mother. Where is she at? I want to hear from her. Right statements. Right. She left him because he's saying he's telling the truth. That man he done lost his daughter too to the CPS. Now the CPS, y'all should have took the kids that day. That's what I said to somebody. I think it was M. Gray. Me and M. Gray was on the phone the other day. And she was telling me a story, and I said, M. Gray, I stayed up all night 2 days ago. Hey, Sexy Trap, how you doing, love? I stayed up all night, and I watched how the CPS treat the black people versus the white. And I can't make this up. It was a trailer just like this, and that's filthy. You better have it cleaned up when we get back. Hey, Incognito. They told her she better have it clean before they get back. The black girl, they took her kids instantly. Instantly. And took her to jail instantly. But with the white girl whose trailer was all fucked up, trash everywhere, son, her sitting here damn near 5 years old and pull up. Filthy. Pull up fool. Hanging. They told her she better have it cleaned up the next day. What? I was baffled. I said, what? I said, now, has something happened to that kid, then what? What? Thank you, podcast. Thank you. Man, Jessica Lee, you hear me? Come on, statements. Thank you. Thank you, Sexy Trapper. Y'all drop Sexy Trapper's link as well, please, mods. Yeah, I ain't going. She left Daniel because Daniel's like, I ain't going down with you. I ain't do this. You did this. And I wouldn't either. I don't care who he is. I don't care how much I love him. Like Shannon, taking up for Jarvis. Willing to risk it all, even her freedom for Jarvis. I'm not risking a damn thing. Don't even hide dope or nothing in my house. I don't care what it is. Take your shit. Take your shit. Take your hit. But I ain't going down with you.
Into hiding and has shut down and lawyered up. Now, is that something that an innocent parent does that's missing a child? It seems absolutely insane to me. But let me give my warnings real fast. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just our opinion, completely satire. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law.
Should everybody's guilty until proven innocent?
Daniel and the family surrounding Jack and Lilly. Now, a lot of people say that Daniel's
podcast said these babies are doomed in these parents' homes. They are. They are. Hey, The Truth. What's going on, love? Happy Thursday. Thank you, Leisha, baby. Thank you, sister. Thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all. It means everything to me.
Coming out, pushing the blame onto Malaya so it takes some of the heat off of him. Now, the internet has been going hard at Daniel about some of his statements and his behavior and how he's been talking about Malaya in the last few days. Now, he did stop into my chat room and said a lot of things about, Malaya was awake when he got up, or she had laid back down into the bed.
Energy dominance is a tug of war, and China is working hard to win. Tom Tillis
bed, and he woke up when she laid down, and he didn't hear the kids, and he immediately went and checked on the kids. Now, these statements are a little bit different than he originally told in the very beginning of this case. Now, I think it's a situation, and this is just my opinion, where Daniel thinks Malaya did something, but at the same time, he don't want to throw Malaya under the bus completely because he's still in love with this woman, and this woman is the mother of his child, which is...
And we got to stop that too. And I get it. We love hard. I get it. Hey, the real deal. Happy Thursday. I get we can love hard, but I'm not doing it when it comes to children. I'm not doing it when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to choose me every time. I'm going to choose the right thing to do every time. Was it a time that I thought like he did? Yes. Yes, but not for kids. No, I'm not choosing a man over children. No, in the safety of the kids, because it could have been your kid. It could have been your kid. If the CPS didn't step in, where was your kid going to be next? Daniel, where was your kid going to be?
Completely understandable. But here's the thing. In missing kid cases, every minute matters. Okay? We don't know where these kids are. Mm-hmm. We don't know what condition these kids are in. We need 100% the truth. And another thing that I found strange in this whole thing is Malaya, when she left, she wanted the children's birth certificates, right? Why would she want the children's birth certificate? Why would she need their forms of identity and who they are, but yet she's not going out searching for the kids, looking for the kids?
So the mama ain't searching for the kids, but let me get those birth certificates. I need my kids' birth certificates. Wait, what? Man, statements. She ain't looking for her kid, y'all. She said, hey, let me get those birth certificates. I need their social security. Oh, did she sell her children? Is somebody trying to get the kids across the border? Absolutely fine. Mm-hmm. Hey, Alma sis. Mm-hmm.
It's a mother that already knows where the children are. A lot of people are saying she's hid the kids. Durwood O'Grady is saying she hid the kids. And Daniel himself told me he believes these kids are alive and they have been placed somewhere.
And what's really like making me angry is because it's so many kids missing. And I'm pretty sure it's so many other children missing from that area. Not that specific spot where they live, but in them counties, those cities. And you're wasting taxpayers' money, people's precious time, people's upset. You know you're nervous looking for kids. I couldn't imagine volunteering looking for missing children. I would be a nervous wreck. Would I be looking? Yes, but my heart would be so, man.
The $1 million question is, where are these children? Now, the RCMP has issued a $150,000 reward for these missing children. They are...
That's another thing. Had to stop you catching that. They in Canada, so I don't know how Canada gives it up for their missing children. So, hey, Yolanda Moore. Let me. But our kids, our poor baby Naziah Harris was worth $2,500. America, we got to do better when our kids are missing. Money talks. And I know it doesn't sound good when our children are missing, but money talks. And people will go out and look for some money. And that's what we need more of. Better rewards for our missing children, because they matter. And you never know who will come in with a lead for that money. Yes, get real facts. But other than that, $150,000. Lord, you hear me? JOK, man, this is crazy.
Asking for the help of the public and
Sexy,
figure
I'm
out
sick of it.
what happened to Jack and Lilly. Is $150,000 going to be enough to make someone come forward in this case, to make someone talk, to bring justice?
What's this?
Yeah, they got that money like that For somebody to talk, they know money talks. Now I'm understanding. Okay.
Bring justice for these kids. Now, Daniel also made some other bombshell claims that when Malaya was getting her stuff, that she took 2 of his sweaters. I asked him, I said, is it the hoodie type sweaters? And he said no, that they were regular sweaters. Now, he's scared that if Jack and Lilly are found somewhere, that these sweaters will be planted with Jack and Lilly. So it looks like that he put Jack and Lilly wherever there are found.
Well, he's saying that the Malaya's took 2 of his sweaters. Come on, Capricorn, you're so exactly right. Jay, okay, you hear me?
Down, which is pretty mind-blowing and kind of scares me a little bit that there could be a crime scene, but I'm praying, like they're saying, that Jack and Lilly is alive. Daniel himself says he believes that Jack and Lilly are alive. Durwood O'Grady believes that Jack and Lilly are alive.
Yeah.
He also said that Malaya took 2 teddy bears. Now, these teddy bears didn't belong to Meadow. They belonged to Jack and Lilly. He also told me that Meadow is Malaya's diamond. That is exactly what he said. If they take Meadow from Malaya, she is liable to hurt herself or do something bad to herself, which is a really scary situation. Now, we went from a mother having 3 kids to none, and I don't want to see anybody hurt themselves, that is for sure. But what I do want to see is this figured out. Jack and Lilly returned safely until we can figure out what's going on and figure out where these children belong. Now, we're going to stay on this case to the very end. We're not going to give up on Jack and Lilly. We are here until they have a...
Do y'all believe what Daniel's saying about sources in Nova Scotia? Let me see if I can find one about the cousin speaking out. I'm going to take y'all back to Daniel where he passed the test. He said he passed the... There's so much in this story, y'all. It's a lot.
I didn't kill Lily and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks now since you've seen Lily and Jack. I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody, basically in the world at this point is...
Yeah, that's a lot.
Always wanted to know, like, what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this.
Right. The statement, you would think they would lock her up, but she get to walk around. Lock her ass up until she say something. She's not searching. She's doing nothing. The community is out here searching. Search teams from all over. And she's doing nothing but asking for birth certificates and shit. Man, come on.
And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together. And I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods.
This is Daniel, the stepfather.
Where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. The stepfather was always prime suspect right off the beginning.
You felt that from the beginning?
Yeah.
But you don't feel that?
He said the stepfather's... No, it's not. Any parent that's with the kids last is going to be a prime suspect. You were there. Malaysia was there, sir. It's not... No.
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them I do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. I know the person that said there's rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that someone might have thought was a party?
No.
Well, he's talking about, I know the person who said it was a drug party, and they're just trying to take the heat off themselves. Well, hell, do they have something to do with it, Daniel? Because why are they trying to take the heat off themselves by saying y'all was having a drug party? Hey, Jesse, happy Thursday. Jay, okay, not at all. But why would they take heat by saying y'all was having a drug party? Where is that taking the heat off of them if they ain't involved? Who said it? Who said it? Yeah.
There were no people at the house.
No, not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, yeah, great, thank you, come in for a polygraph test.
Yeah, it took a little while to set up. And
when did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but
yeah, Thanksgiving, definitely, for sure.
At least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off. You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand, and you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure your pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Your mind has a massive release of
Gloria.
chemicals, I guess you would call them. Just, it's like your stress levels just astronomically through the roof, and your body doesn't know what to do. Because it's not every day the way you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room where someone asks you questions like that.
What other kinds of questions did they ask you?
All the questions pertain to the death of Lilly and Jack. Are you accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jack? They were all.
So all of the questions assumed that the children are no longer alive?
Yeah.
Damn.
There were no questions at all about, did you take them somewhere? Could they be somewhere?
No.
The police have done a number of polygraph tests. They've done 53 formal interviews. Do you know who these people are?
Yeah.
That's a lot of interviews.
It is a lot of interviews. A lot of them are my family, people that live in the area. And those interviews, typically, my interview was 4 hours. And a lot of the interviews from my family were 1 2 hours. So there's a lot of time taken up, and they ask detailed questions.
I got really, really shaky. I mean,
Detailed questions.
Do you know who else actually took a polygraph test?
I mean, I do, but I'm not going to say anything that
it's
going to impede the investigation.
Okay. When did you find out the result of your test?
Immediately, right after.
He said he got his results immediately.
You did a good job. You passed.
And how did that feel?
Good.
And did you feel that there was any further suspicion on you after that point, or was that sort of conclusive?
No, that was really when I seen the turning point for it starting to taper off with investigators.
Do you know if Malaya has taken one?
I don't know if I can say, but I will anyway. Yes, she did take one.
Okay, she took one. Do you know the result?
No. RCP weren't allowed to tell me I asked.
You said you feel like everyone in the world wants to know what happened to Lilly and Jack.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think this is getting so much attention?
Well, just the mysterious and nature of everything and how strange everything is. The RCMP, I mean, they have to keep a tight lip on everything, but there's a lot more that meets the eye with the case.
Is there something that you think the public doesn't know?
Well, what's a lot more?
that you can share that you want the public to know?
That's a hard one because I don't want to impede the investigation in any way. It is still a missing persons investigation. It hasn't pivoted to any type of criminal investigation. But
yeah, the real one.
The kids were seen the day before. I know a lot of people didn't know that. I still see a lot of stuff online that the kids could have been missing for days. They were out of school for days, and they were seen in the Glasgow area on camera the day before this appearance in the afternoon.
Where was that?
I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, the truth.
But it was near the Hans.
Bless, it is.
Was it with you?
It was with me, Malaya, and Meadow, and Lilly and Jack were there too.
And are the police aware of that?
The police were aware of that since.
Do they have that video?
Yes, they do. I also talked to my coworker in the parking lot as well, and he verified that with investigators as well. So, for all the speculation, they were gone days ahead of time, or they were seen the afternoon on camera before the disappearance.
Why do you think the police are asking for video dating back, days before that?
Well, the reason for that is they want to see the traffic of the vehicles on the roads in the area, right? Maybe vehicles that were traveling that area a lot over the last few days prior to hand, or vehicles that weren't seen in the area, or vehicles that were seen in the area, like local people that are, making frequent trips past the house, or which it's all considered evidence. I mean, the more pictures and videos is the better.
They say they have hundreds of hours of video. Mm-hmm. Do you know if they found anything on those videos?
I think it was up to 2 weeks ago. They had footage that they examined for evidence that was 8 kilometers diameter out from the house. So that was after a month. That's how long it took to get footage and review it.
Right, Lori.
8 kilometers out. So
what's on the video?
I don't know. I'm only limited by what they tell me.
How often are they in touch with you?
Investigators now, I'd say maybe once every 5 days. And usually I'm the one who calls or messages them.
And how's that changed over the course of the 6 weeks?
Well, from the beginning, it was almost daily, tapering off to where it's only like once every 5 days now.
And how do you feel about that?
Hey, Dragon.
It's good. It's good and bad. I mean, I like to talk to them in person about any little small details I come up with, or anything I can try to bring to their attention, which may help the investigation. So I don't get to see them often, so it's always over phone or messaging, and it's hard to really convey what you want to say when you're not in person. But then I also know the eye's not on me. The investigators don't see me as part of the disappearance.
How do you know that?
Well, when you're going from daily to tapering off every 5 days.
Right, Lori.
I mean, I already gave them everything on my phone. I'm the one who originally said, here, take my phone. We'll go through all my banking information. We'll go through all my stuff on my GPS from Google.
And you were offering all that up, right?
Yeah, I offered everything.
And why were you doing that?
To show them that I want to get the investigation moving. I know I have nothing to do with any of it. A lot of speculation is you killed the kids. Was come out and say it straight as it is.
What do you think when you read that?
It's a lot of nonsense.
How many of y'all think Daniel's innocent? Daniel didn't know. This is all Malaysia, the mother.
Honestly, I know the truth. I didn't kill Lilly and Jack. And I just think a lot of people online they're seeking drama. That's the main thing. Everybody's allowed their own opinion, like I said before, but it's hard on the people that were actually there and missing the children. Still haven't got to see any of my kids, including Lily and Jack. And that's been really tough, going from a family of 7, including my other 2 kids that live in Halifax now. Going from a family of 7 in the blink of an eye, your family's ripped apart and you're left alone.
How many of y'all believe Daniel? You said her. I believe it was all her. Where's the lion mammy at? These babies couldn't have gotten too far. I mean, per Daniel, and it is some text messages. Let me see. Let me read these. Let me see if I can find the text messages. Text. Let's see what this one says. Let's see what this one says.
The YouTube channel called It's a Criming Shame is doing an amazing job covering the disappearance of siblings, Jack and Lily. They've brought out other texts from Daniel and a very interesting conversation between the paternal grandmother and Malaya shortly after the children vanished. However, now It's a Criming Shame has released new text messages between Malaya and an anonymous person. I had to give my 2 cents on these messages. Let's get straight into it. Malaya was asked whether she believes in her heart that Daniel could have hurt the kids. Her response was, "I don't know. He is acting suspicious and is too worried about what people will think about him and not focused on my kids at all." My jaw actually dropped when I read this. Keep in mind that Daniel is the only one speaking out to the media, even though police advised against it, because he is keeping Jack and Lily's case out there. He is the one that asked for a polygraph and drug test. What did Malaya do? Those are her kids. She refuses to speak out and keep their faces out there.
And I do want to say that Daniel did offer his phone. Daniel did say he wanted a lie detector test. Daniel did say, drug test me.
She never pleaded for their safe return. She didn't search. She left the last place they were seen. That is what I call suspicious. Malaya went on to say that Daniel tried contacting her and even tried stealing money out of her account through Temu. Her main focus is to protect Neto from CPS and find her kids. She said he must say what he wants. She can't say anything to anyone anymore. Malaya also says that she is not following the media, and she's asked people to respectfully not send things to her. If they feel it is of concern, then it must be sent to the police. She ended by saying that the truth always comes out. Talking to so many people about this case, many believe that Malaya is acting way more suspicious than Daniel. Her actions as a mother are difficult to comprehend. Remember, the RCMP didn't say they are not allowed to speak to the media. Malaya has lawyered up too. She said that her lawyer can speak on her behalf. What do you guys think? Is Malaya trying to push all the blame on Daniel? Was it the plan from day one when her...
I believe that. Let me see what this one says about the text.
Sadly, Jack and Lily Sullivan are still missing, with no confirmed sightings since May 1st.
I'm going to get into this. I'm going to look through them text messages so I can see what she said.
For the outside reaction, the public response to the disappearance of Jack and Lily Sullivan has been marked by growing frustration, suspicion, and distrust toward law enforcement.
Jessica said he
the RCMP openly acknowledged this tension, stating, "Some people are frustrated that the RCMP is not saying more." This lack of information has not only intensified public concern, but has also fueled widespread online speculation and rumors, which have
In other news, North Carolina residents are going to be happy to hear this. It just came out. There's a new website where any North Carolina resident, as long as you live within a zip code in the state, you can apply to have your auto insurance rates reduced significantly. All you have to do to qualify is to have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years. If that's you, we put a link below. Just enter your North Carolina zip code and you'll find out instantly that you qualify to have your auto insurance rates reduced by up to 80%. It costs absolutely nothing to claim this, so claim it now while it still lasts.
Sorry, y'all.
Impacted the children's family. As RCMP noted, In some cases, the lack of information leads to speculation and rumors are rampant online, and that's done some harm on the family in this case as well. In response to these concerns, RCMP explained that their silence is intentional and strategic, emphasizing, "We have to be very cautious as to what type of information we release, because we want to make sure that it doesn't affect the investigation." They warned the public not to rely on unverified content online, adding, "Don't listen to those rumors that are out there." Instead, they urge people to trust only official sources, assuring that, "We're putting out those news releases on a regular basis with information pertaining to the investigation." Despite these reassurances, media questions have increasingly reflected public doubt, with one reporter bluntly stating, "I read that news release and I thought, I don't think they have any idea what happened here." This sentiment reflects a broader sense of impatience and fear that the case may remain unsolved. Even as the RCMP urges the public to be patient and follow the facts and evidence, pressure continues to mount. At its most extreme, the public is now grappling with the unsettling possibility. Is it possible that we may never find out what happened to Lilly and Jack? While the RCMP has made repeated efforts to reassure the public, their official statements reveal a far more uncertain and complex reality. By confirming that no suspects have been identified, that hundreds of tips have yielded no concrete answers, and that even basic facts about the last known sightings remain undisclosed, investigators have shown that the case is still far from any resolution. Their emphasis on caution, controlled information, and public patience does serve to protect the integrity of the investigation, but it also highlights how little is truly known. Rather than offering closure, these confirmations raise deeper questions. If there was no abduction, how do two children simply vanish without a trace? And if there was foul play, why hasn't anyone been held accountable?
Right.
In the end, RCMP's stance seems less about reassuring and more about buying time to follow leads, time to sort through a maze of public pressure, and time to hopefully uncover a truth that, for now, remains buried in silence. A few days earlier, the search teams had also shared their own thoughts on the operation, on what they were doing, and why they believed the children were still somewhere out there. When asked directly, their representative said that, "Do you think those kids are in the woods?" The search team member didn't hesitate. "From everything I've seen, yes, I have not been told anything to lead me to any other conclusion at this point." That answer wasn't based on hope, it was based on process of elimination. Since the very beginning, nothing has pointed them elsewhere. The kids vanished in the dense woods near Lansdowne, and all signs, few as they may be, still point to that forest. There's been no confirmed sighting outside of the area. No vehicle. No abduction lead. Just the woods. So, why haven't they been found? The first, and most obvious reason is simple: the kids are small. They're small. They'd be hiding. They would have crawled underneath something probably when they got tired. The searcher explained. When young kids get scared or exhausted, they don't yell for help. They crawl under trees, squeeze into brush, or tuck themselves under fallen logs. In a forest this thick, that's like looking for a needle in a haystack, if the needle was trying to hide. There's also the possibility they simply wandered further than anyone expected. He said that. They could have gone further than what we searched. The search.
Let me see what this one says. This one says an update.
A turning point has occurred in the Lilly. The information we've received over the past 48 hours completely changes our understanding of this case. The children's biological father has an extensive criminal history with numerous court cases. On October 10th, 2025, he has another court hearing, something his mother Belinda Gray never told anyone about. The lie detector test for the stepfather showed that police were looking for corpses from the very beginning, not missing children. The first question was,
said the police was looking, why would the police be looking for corpse? Why would they treat this like they're already unalive? Because he even said it when they gave him the polygraph test that basically they was like, did you have anything to do with the unalivement of Jack and Lilly? And that's strange. Something's going on sexy.
Did you kill Lilly and Jack? And at the end of this episode, we'll tell you about a man who claims he knows exactly where the children are. His words will make you reconsider everything you thought about this case. And yes, now we know what happened to the children. We know who is responsible for this, and we know why this was hidden for so long.
Third ward! Open the door! Police department, third ward! Open the door! Move. Get it.
Hey friends, 8 weeks ago, 2 children disappeared from a home in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, just
and since then, the whole world has been trying to understand what happened to them. Today, we can finally answer that question. All the puzzles have come together.
Oh, they belong to a tribe war?
Found, and the truth turned out to be exactly what we expected from the very beginning. If you also felt that something...
Hold on, guys. I think this is a commercial. This is crazy. Hey, Juju, baby.
Wasn't right about this case.
Juju, I got a story for you. Check your phone in a
Hit
minute.
the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel right now, because what you learn today will change your entire understanding of this case. And write your city in the comments. It's amazing to see how people from all over the world have been following this story, waiting for the truth. But remember, to understand the full picture of what happened, you need to watch until the very end. Because the final part of this story will reveal all the secrets. To understand what happened to Lilly and Jack, we must start from the very beginning. And the first part of the truth that was hidden from us concerns their biological father. While all attention was focused on stepfather Daniel Martell and mother Malhia Brooks Murray, we overlooked one critically important figure, Cody Sullivan. His mother, Belinda Gray, in her interviews created an image of a young man who simply walked away from the children after the breakup.
Yeah.
She said he lost his job, apartment, and car, but didn't say a word about the main thing. Court documents show a completely different picture. Cody Sullivan has an extensive criminal history with multiple cases in provincial court. Records show cases dating from 2021 to 2025. And most importantly, on October 10th, 2025, he has another scheduled court hearing. This is not an isolated incident. This is a systemic problem of a person who regularly has dealings with justice. And now we understand, perhaps Malhia had very good reasons for not wanting her children to live with their biological father. This information is the first key to understanding what happened. But this is just the beginning.
Because I didn't think about the daddy. I didn't. Because we're always staying in the home who's seen the kids last, which would be the stepfather and the mother.
The next part of the truth is even more shocking. Now we move to the second part of the story, which explains why the investigation went exactly this way. And here an even more disturbing truth opens up. On June 19th, Daniel Martell publicly revealed details of his polygraph testing for the first time. What he disclosed shocked experts around the world. The first question they asked him was not about the children's whereabouts, not about possible kidnapping. The first question was, "Did you kill Lilly and Jack?" "I was extremely nervous," Daniel recounted. "Your stress level just goes through the roof. And your body doesn't know what to do because it's not every day you're hooked up to machines in an interrogation room where someone asks you questions like that." But this was only the first in a series of questions that reveal the true direction of the investigation. All subsequent questions were based on the assumption that the children were dead. Are you an accessory to the murder of Lilly and Jack? Not one question assumed the children might have been kidnapped. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might have been killed. Not one question assumed the children might Not one question was based on the idea that the children got lost.
It is strange that they just automatically came off, because it took me when he said it. Like, is he accessory to unaliving Jack and Lilly? Did he unalive Jack and Lilly? It makes you go, why y'all automatically going into, did somebody unalive them? What's not being told?
From the very beginning, police were looking for killers, not missing children. Now we understand. From the very first day, police knew they weren't looking for lost children. But where did they get such confidence? Right. The answer lies in the third part of our story.
I know the truth. I didn't kill Lilly and Jack.
It's been 6 weeks
now.
What's
the truth? Shit.
Lilly and Jack, I just want to ask, how are you holding up?
It's been a long 6 weeks. I know that everybody basically in the world at this point is always wanting to know, like, what happened. It's been from sadness to anger at this point. And I know the RCMP and major crimes are working around the clock trying to piece everything together, and I'm grateful for that. But it always leaves the question, 6 weeks has gone by, and we know at this point they're not in the woods. And where are they?
Did you feel in the beginning that they suspected you?
Of course. The stepfather was always a prompt suspect right off the beginning.
Lori, I see.
You felt that from the beginning?
Yeah.
But you don't feel that now?
No, I don't feel that at all. I asked for the lie detector exam, the polygraph exam. I gave them my phone. I told them I, do drug tests because there's a lot of rumors online about a drug party. I know the person that said those rumors, and it was just to take the heat off themselves.
Was there any kind of party?
No.
Was there any kind of gathering that someone might have thought was a party?
No.
There were no people at the house?
No. Not the night before.
Okay, you mentioned you offered to take a polygraph test.
Yeah.
Did the RCMP take you up on that?
Yes, it did.
And how did that unfold?
That unfolded in my favor. They obviously know I wasn't lying about anything.
So they said, yeah, great, thank you, come in for a polygraph test.
Yeah, it took a little while to set up. And
when did you do that test?
I don't know the exact date, but that would be at least 3 weeks ago, probably.
So roughly 3 weeks after the disappearance.
Yeah.
And I think most Canadians wouldn't have any idea what's involved with that. Can you describe the process? You go in and just tell us right from the start.
We go in, sit down in a big comfy chair, and they have multiple sensory pads. You have them underneath your forearms, you have them underneath your butt, and you have them underneath your feet with your shoes off. You have a sweat gland on one finger. You have a measuring instrument for blood flow that goes in and out of your hand. And
don't they just see just like a Lifetime movie?
For blood pressure to measure the pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous.
And Lord, he did say, go back. He said wasn't nobody over the night before. He didn't say the couple nights before that. He said the night before when nobody over there. So that's what I'm saying about the drug party. How about the person just trying to take heat off themselves? So it had to be a drug party. It was some kind of party, sir.
Blood flow that goes
in your
hand.
I'm just saying.
And you have a cuff on your arm for blood pressure to measure the pulse.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was extremely nervous. Especially with the first question they asked you, did you kill Lilly and Jack?
That was the first question they asked you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What went through your mind when someone's asking you that question so point blank like that?
Your mind has a massive release of chemicals, I guess you would call them.
I don't know how far that video goes in, but it looked pretty lengthy. But I wanted to see the updates, but I'm gonna have to get more into this story because it's a lot of twists and turns. They said vanish into the air. The police hiding the terrifying truth about Lilly and Jack Sullivan's disappearance. Insider reveals what really happened. The day will shock you to your core. Wow. Wow. Mm-mm.
Search grid is based on radius, on likelihood. But 2 scared kids in the woods don't follow logic. A few hundred extra steps in the wrong direction can throw off everything. And, despite all that, the searchers aren't ruling anything out. There's all kinds of scenarios, unfortunately, he admitted. But still, no reason strong enough to abandon the woods as the primary focus. One piece of physical evidence has helped keep that theory alive: a boot print. Yeah, it looks like a children's rubber boot print, which is what we were looking for. It wasn't confirmed, not 100%. But it's the only potential trace found during the entire search that might belong to the kids. A small rubber boot mark in the soil. Nothing else. That single mark was enough to call in canine units, human trackers, and even forensic teams who made a cast of the print. The search strategy itself speaks volumes. This wasn't a wide, open sweep. It was a tight, controlled, high-intensity, closed-grid search. That means teams were spaced just a few feet apart, moving in a line.
I want to play some more videos. This one's kind of long and lengthy, and it's just kind of breaking down. It is, Lori. It really is. Hold on. Let's see. I want to see what these messages say.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. I hope you're having a great day or night, no matter where you are. Okay, so we've got to talk about these messages. So I received these, well, let me go back. We have been covering the Lilly and Jack Sullivan missing children out of Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia, Canada. We have been covering their case. They still have not been found, but I want to talk about these messages. Somebody sent these Facebook messages to me, and they paint a very dark picture of really who these people are, both sides of the family. So we're going to get right into that. Before I pull these messages up, please hit that like button and please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. All right. So again, these Facebook messages were sent to me, and I mean, it's absolutely crazy. This family is completely, pardon my language, fucked on both sides. All right. So let's look at these. So let's talk about this one first. It reads, breaking bad news over here. I've got firsthand info that a young 15-year-old girl dated Malia's brother, Hayden. This young teen was locked up by Hayden, and Daniel Martel was giving her cocaine. This is a very credible source. The parents are well-known in the community, are well-known community members with outstanding jobs and positions. And as best of parents as we can be, and the great advice we give to our children, they will ultimately make their own decision. Their daughter is a warrior. She is a resilient young lady. She is a fighter and a survivor. Hayden was criminally charged. Okay. So before I pull up these messages, Hayden is Malia's brother. Malia is the mother of Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Okay. Now, let's look at these messages. Now, I also want to point out that this was a year ago that this happened. This was a year ago, okay? This was
not the disappearance, the messages. Hey, Arlene.
So let me pull these messages up for you. Which one to start with? We'll start here, I guess. So this person is talking to the mother of the 15-year-old who was held against her will at the hands of Malia's brother. Okay. Did Hayden assault your daughter? Wait, I'm glad she is doing better now. Okay, so we got to go back here. Hold on, that's not the one to start with. Give me a second.
I gotta find these messages. Right. Let me see. Make sure I read it. What it said. Yeah, Gloria. They're not gonna tell the truth.
Okay, so this one would be. So this one's first. Okay, so this one's first. Sorry, I wanted to get the right one. Were the children physically abused? I don't know. Stepdad was giving Blank cocaine. Now, Blank is the 15-year-old, her daughter's name. Okay, Blank is the 15-year-old girl that was being held against her will at the hands of Malia's brother. Stepdad was giving Blank cocaine. WTF? Where were they getting money for drugs? Their house is a fucking dump. Blank is open about this time with me now. It was an awful period, though. They got him in the valley they stole from the grandmother. His family or her family? Which grandma? In New Glasgow, it looks like they shared a property with his mom, Malia's grandmother. So here they're talking about Malia's grandmother was stolen from by Malia, her brother, and I don't know if her husband was involved or her boyfriend, but I'm assuming so. Because they said where'd they get the money for drugs? Their house is a dump. From Malia's grandmother. Now they shared a glass in New Glasgow. It looks like they shared a property with his mom. Okay, that's that message. Now,
hold on. Alicia sent me some, guys. Thank you, Alicia. Damn it. I don't know why I can't. Let me see. Hopefully it don't go to the commercial. Shit. Alicia, screenshot this message for me. Because it keeps going to this damn Swans commercial and I ain't got time. Yeah, screenshot it for me when you open it up. Let me see if I can look on Facebook. Because I'm going to keep covering this, guys. Lori, that's all it is now. Okay, so it said, however, it's a crying shame has now released new text messages between Malia and an anonymous person. I have to get my 2 cents on these messages. Let me get straight into it. Malia was asked whether she believes in her heart that Daniel could have hurt her kids. Her response was, I don't know. He is acting suspicious and is too worried about what people think about him and not focused on my kids at all. They said, my jaw actually dropped when I read this. Keep in mind that Daniel is the only one speaking out to the media, even though police advised against it because he's keeping Jack and Lily's case out there. He's the only one that asked for a polygraph test. What did Malaya do? Those are her kids. She refused to speak out and keeps their faces out there. She never pleaded for a safe return. She didn't search. She left the place, the last place they were seen. This is what I call suspicious. Malaya went on to say that Daniel tried contacting her, even tried stealing money out of her account through TU. Her main focus is protect Meadow from CPS and find her kids. She said he must say what he wants. She can't say anything to anyone anymore. Malaysia also says that she is not following the media, and she asks people to respectfully not send things to her. If they feel it's out of concern, then it must be sent to the police. She ended up saying the truth always comes out, but she don't want to talk about her kids. Talking to so many people about this case, many believe that Malaysia is acting way more suspicious than Daniel. Her actions as a mother are difficult to comprehend. Remember, the RCMP didn't say that they are not allowed to speak to the media. Malaya has lawyered up too. She said that her lawyer can speak on her behalf. Yeah. I can't read all of these because they be moving.
Then what you will. For me, there are many red flags.
Let me see. Daniel said, I love her more than anything. That will never change. I'm waiting for the chance to relive our first date over waterfalls and a walk on a big island beach with the Daniel you first met. She will know what that means. What do it mean? Is it just shit? Has it got something to do with her kids being missing or what? Well, what are you talking about, Daniel? Because you're on her pleading innocent. Shit. That's something else, Alicia. You sent me the wrong text again, but it's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna come back and cover this tomorrow. I want to see what's going on. She said, "Why get a lawyer?" I ain't feeling Daniel, y'all, right now. I'm really not feeling Daniel right now. I'm not feeling Daniel. I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all might think because he passed the lie detector test and things like that he might be innocent, but I don't think so. I think he's just as guilty in some kind of way, shape, or form. He might didn't do it. He might didn't do it per se. She said, "Why just the dirt date, and not we back together as a family?" The mother seemed suspect, like she had something to hide. Yeah, and I think she's hurt somebody too. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't believe, damn, Daniel gonna try to throw me under the bus. But is it like, Daniel throwing her under the bus to? Is Daniel throwing her under the bus to get himself cleared? Because he can't say that. Let me see. I keep seeing new updates, but they said that the RCMP drops major bombshell on Lilly and Jack. So I don't know. I didn't see anything. I know. Oh yeah, Shanicia speaks to it. Let me see what she said. Let me see what my girl said. And we're gonna get out of here for today. And I'm gonna have to get back into it because I'm into this now. It's some shit that's not right. Yeah, let me see what they say. And shout out to my girl Shanicia.
that the children were last seen alive the day before. Can you tell me about the nature of that?
So we know they were seen in public with loved ones the day prior.
Some people are frustrated that the RCMP is not saying more. We understand it's an active investigation. And in some cases, the lack of information leads to speculation, and rumors are rampant online, and that's done some harm on the family in this case as well. What, though, would you say to the public who are begging for answers and just want to know what's happened here?
We have to be patient and certainly rely on our news releases and official sources of information.
The extended
Dolly Visions. Okay, Florida, I'm going to go in there and see what he's saying. Yeah, sound like she knows something.
Interview with the captain of RCMP Communications Unit has just dropped. Now, one of the biggest questions that has been on everyone's mind is if the day before Lilly and Jack Sullivan, when they were observed in public with family members, was Lilly and Jack Sullivan observed alive and well? And the captain of the communication unit is going to address this question. Additionally, some other questions that are posed to him is what makes this case suspicious. If RCMP knows what happened to 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan and her brother, 4-year-old Jack Sullivan,
Florida, thank
who
you.
vanished from Royal, Nova Scotia on May the 2nd, 2025, and if they're just holding back information from the public. He is...
Florida, do you think they're holding information back from the public, and do you think that Malaysia and Daniel had something to do with it, or just Malaysia? That's how they talking, Jessica. That's how I'm taking it.
Also going to talk about whether or not he is
Canada,
able to
Jamil.
establish a timeline of Lilly and Jack Sullivan's disappearance, along with some other information as well. But before we get into this, I do want to provide a little background. On May the 2nd, 2025, Lilly and Jack Sullivan vanished from Royal, Nova Scotia without a trace. Now, from what we know so far is that Lilly and Jack Sullivan last attended school on April the 29th, 2025. Now, their school posted a message on their social media account on April the 29th, 2025, and that message that was posted said, "Just a reminder, there is no school for students tomorrow. See you on Thursday." So on April the 30th, 2025, there was no school. On May the 1st, 2025, Lilly and Jack Sullivan were set to return to school. However, because Lilly had a cough, it's been reported that Lilly and Jack Sullivan were kept home from school on May the 1st. Now, on May the 2nd, 2025, here's where things are unclear. Now, what is clear to the public is that Lilly and Jack Sullivan vanished without a trace on May the 2nd, 2025. As far as a timeline,
I said that he would have taken Meadow to the prison to visit her. What he taking her to the prison for, Florida? For the disappearance or the unaliving? Yeah, somebody. I mean, to just say that, like, her kids have not been found, and just like, I would have taken them to the prison to see. I mean, anybody go talking to me like that and my kids are missing, it's a problem. Like, what you mean? Like, what you mean you will bring my daughter here to see me like I did something? That's how I'm going to come off.
On May the 2nd, 2025. As far as a timeline of when they may have vanished, all the public knows at this point is that around 10 a.m., a 911 call was placed by their mother, Malaya, to report Lilly and Jack Sullivan as missing.
Is it something you're still investigating, whether or not they could have been abducted?
So we're exploring all investigative avenues.
Need a free phone? Listen up. If you're on Snap...
So we're exploring all investigative avenues. So on the morning of May 2nd, approximately 10 a.m., our CMP officers received the call about 2 missing children in Lansdowne Station. The information at the time was that they wandered off away from.
Okay, so I know that the CPS has her, but where did they get her from? And why didn't they lock her up immediately? Florida is the question. Once she took off with Meadow, that's kidnapping because you knew the social workers was coming, correct? That's crazy work.
The property, and I can tell you that our officers got at the scene very quickly, and we were monitoring the situation and hopefully finding the children very soon after that.
So it's very quickly. Officers arrive, and then what? You expected, it sounds like you're saying that you'd find the children quickly, or hoped you would anyways.
Not far at all.
So Kayla, what I can tell you, from experience, you look at missing children. I've been involved with a handful of cases since I've been with Strategic Communications. Most oftentimes, the children are located very quickly after officers arrive at the scene, right? And that's our hope every single time, that they wandered off and you can find the children. Because I'm sure, like every officer out there, I'm not on the road currently, but your heart is pounding, the adrenaline is rushing, you're trying to find those children, right?
This case started just like that?
That's
what you're
correct.
Describing? You thought you'd go there, find them very quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. And our officers were nearby in an ongoing search for a kayaker that had gone missing.
It's been said that the kids are alive and she gave them to family friends and they're being hidden in the tribal communities where police can't go. I don't know. This guy that's supposedly related to said that he knows. Hey, Nika. They don't tell everything during investigations. They do keep information to themselves. She said the people that supposedly had the kids, his name is Darren, and Dirkwood is his nickname.
The day prior. So
why the police can't go on a tribal land?
Monitoring the situation remotely, and our officers, I could tell they were getting there as quickly as possible.
There are some, as you are aware, many theories out there. Some people think, well, maybe it's really just a tragic accident. Maybe they just wandered off into the woods. But you've said that it's suspicious. So at the very least, why does the RCMP view this case as suspicious?
So every missing person's investigation is suspicious until it's proven that it's not. If we don't have that information to say that it's not suspicious, we have to continue to assume that it is suspicious.
I move it on tribal edge.
And follow up those steps and find that evidence.
Hey,
so you don't think they were abducted, but you can't find them. How do 2 young children just vanish?
That's a great question, Kayla. And we are asking for the public for tips and information. And to date, we've received close to 500 tips. So we have to follow up on those tips, right? Whether it's a tip that indicates that there could be something that happened elsewhere in the province, elsewhere in the country, we have to follow up on those investigative tips to rule them out. And to this date, we haven't had any confirmed sightings.
Okay,
but there have been
thank you. I
tips
appreciate that.
that lead you to other parts of the country that you had to check.
As with any investigation, oftentimes we do get tips that you have to verify that are elsewhere, yes.
You have said that the children were last seen alive the day before. Can you tell me about the nature of that?
So we know they were seen in public with loved ones the day prior. The specifics aren't being released at this time.
Okay, and so that's the day before, so that's May 1st, but you've specifically asked for video back to April 28th. What's the reason for that?
When you establish a timeline for any investigation, you want to know where these individuals were prior. They may have been in contact with someone that you want to know who that person is. You may see something on that footage that you didn't know about prior to that. We talked about license plates earlier and seeing them from a different angle. You might see someone that's known elsewhere. Maybe it's someone that's known to police. You never know. We really are seeking all investigative avenues in this case.
There have been some complaints that an Amber Alert was not issued. I understand that the criteria is very specific. Was that considered? Is it still possible?
Absolutely, Kayla. On the day of the incident, I can tell you I was working. I reviewed the policy that morning. We have to have a suspect or a person of interest when it comes to abduction or a vehicle. In terms of sending out an alert, when you send an Amber Alert, you want to direct the public to look for a specific vehicle, to look for that license plate, to look for that suspicious person, to have a photo of someone or more information to suggest that there was an abduction. In this case, they are young children, certainly vulnerable people, and a vulnerable person alert was issued.
Does the RC...
We are gonna come back to this tomorrow, guys. I gotta get more information. She should have been she should have been arrested on the spot because I'm still trying to figure out how she took the daughter and ran and she didn't get arrested. Because had that been one of us, we'd been arrested. it's crazy work. I don't understand it. This is just, it's not making sense. I don't like it. I don't like this. I hope the kids are alive and on tribal ground. I do. It's just it's just sad to me that those people are out there searching and they're not even considering, like, they're just not.
Didn't know that was possible.
That they're just overlooking the fact that people are taking their time and looking for these children, for them not to say, hey, CPS was coming. I took my kids. I did. And I gave them to somebody and they're safe. That's it. That's it. Hell, the father already gave up his rights. He don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He said that. So I don't I don't know. This ain't right. Something ain't. Even though they're saying they're on travel, I hope they are, but something ain't sitting right in my soul when it comes to these kids. Thank y'all for praying for Jack and Lilly. Thank y'all. Thanks to everybody that poured into me. I will be back later on tonight covering the Desire Harris case. I do want to break down Toots Live from yesterday and get into it, but I also want to go back into one of Mark D's lives. I got the timestamp, so I want to kind of go back to that and listen to something, and hopefully y'all heard too. Yeah, they would have wanted to verify the information, Betty. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I ain't going. You know, I'm really not going. I'm really not going. Something ain't right. Florida, you keep me up to date as well with the stepfather being in places. Sorry, y'all. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Bless me. Hey, Passion. It is Crazy Works Mod. So yeah, see the kids for yourselves. Thank you, Gina, for the copyright disclaimer. Yeah, see the kids for yourself before y'all just rule it out. But something ain't right, Florida, because why did they ask Daniel, did he unalive Jack and Lilly? Was he a part of unaliving? That's the only thing that makes me feel like they're not alive. Because they didn't go into it like, did you see Jack and Lilly last? Asking them about stuff they had on, what he did when he seen them, stuff like that. They went straight into the unaliving. Like it was a homicide situation. Yeah, something's definitely not right. Lori, I don't know. It's just not sitting well. That was before this family friend came out with this. Yeah, Florida. But I'm just saying, before the family friend spoke, it's still like, why did y'all treat it as a murder situation? Like, you know what I'm saying? They state the corpus. If they are, yep. That's what Florida was saying, Aisha. Yeah. Betty said if it was on us, we would have to do the hula hoop. Yeah. We wouldn't have got away this long at all without having us locked up in some more. Man, I appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget the interview is tomorrow with one of the Desire Harris family members at 7:00. It's gonna be a crazy day. Crazy day. Anytime you talk to anybody from that family, it's sad. She said because they found absolutely no evidence of the kids being in the woods or them being abducted. Yeah, Florida, I get that. Now, thank you, Lori. Thank you guys so much for being here and support me while I talk about this, because now I got to get into it and really do my homework, like I do with the Desire Harris situation and stuff, and get into these text messages and really see what's going on. Shout out to my girl, Shanitra Speaks. Let me drop her link before I get out of here, because you guys can catch all the updates on this story, because she's really cracking this story. She's not missing a beat on this story. And what was the name of the other one of Florida? She said, except for one boot print. Man, was a boot print a kid? You get what I'm saying? What was it called? Holy Florida. What was the word Daniel goes? Daniel, if you ever see this video, come talk to me. I'm not mean. I really, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you. I heard what you said and things like that, but I would love to hear more just to get a little bit of a better understanding of what's going on with Jack and Lily's situation and also yours. Dolly Vision, yes, possibly they think, but only one. Let me drop and follow Dolly Vision as well. Let me drop their link. This is Dolly Vision's link. Y'all go over there, catch them too. It was a kid blueprint. How is it a kid blueprint? But that's crazy. That it's only 3 kids in the house. He's cool. Okay. But for those that's not subscribed to Dolly Vision and Shanisha Speaks, there goes their links. Also subscribe to Shank Rock and my girl 2D Uncensored. I know a lot of us are subscribed, but if you're not, go over there and subscribe to my girl too. Let me drop her link as well. I dropped Miss Minnie's link earlier. Subscribe to those channels, guys. Toot is actually live now. For anybody who wants to go catch her. So you guys hit those links. Go subscribe to those channels. Thank you, Capricorn Chronicles. Salute to all my mods for helping me out. He's loud, a little crazy, but he definitely has kids' best interests at heart. All right, Florida, I'm subscribed to his channel. I'm gonna go over there, check him out, and hear what he got to say. Hopefully, run into Daniel and see what he's saying in the chat. Thank you, Florida, so much. And everybody that's dropped down statements, Lori, all you guys that's following this story because it's super sad. It is. And where is Jack and Lily and who's really responsible? Yep, they don't. Aisha, they don't. I see serious neglect when it comes to those children. Even what the mother explained about how she woke up and heard them playing but went back to sleep. Like, so you didn't check on your children at all? No, nothing. So yeah, it's definitely a problem. I'm getting on out of here, you guys. I'll see you guys tonight. Salute everybody. Enjoy and stay safe out there, okay?